Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from sortofinteresting.com. Today you are joining me on board good old narrowboat Abel's Ark for my very boatworthy New Year's Day. I'm going to quickly get off screen because we've got loads of footage of all sorts of boaty stuff, and the final shot of this video is one of the most stereotypically perfect canal moments you'll ever see. So I just want to say Happy New Year. This was my New Year's Day, plus a little bit of January the 2nd. Right, let's get stuck in, my friends. So here we go. New Year's Day. As you can see, it was a generally overcast day. There was a little bit of drizzle in the air as well. Not the nice sort of clear, chilly morning that was promised. However, as you'll see at the end of this video, that did turn up a day late. But more importantly, you may have noticed a deflated kayak on the roof. I finally got my old inflatable kayak back on the boat, and as you can see here, this very exciting time lapse, I inflated it, and I'd actually tested this out because it had been in storage in the loft / attic at my mum's house for the last 2 years or so since leaving narrowboat Tilly, and I'd inflated it there and it seemed absolutely fine. Fetched it out to the boat, inflated it here on New Year's Day after it had been folded up in the bag again for a couple of days, and well, it wasn't a great result, I'll be honest here. I had punctures that I tried to patch up and all sorts going on, as you're about to see. It is an overcast and slightly drizzly New Year's Day. I've got a kayak with 3 separate holes in it, 2 of which I've tried to patch up this morning but are still very slowly leaking. I'm wearing my slippers. I suppose all that's left to say is Happy New Year. Let's go kayaking. I can honestly say that getting in the kayak for the first time in so long, it was fantastic. I'd forgotten just how much fun it is just paddling about, and again, I didn't really go far because obviously there were leaks in the kayak, but I spent probably about 40 minutes or so floating around in this little stretch of water and going round the corner and stuff, and it was really just a fantastic way to start the day and the year. Okay, my friends, I'm not going to lie, this isn't going entirely to plan. So I've patched up the 2 holes already on the kayak. Now, as I'm out here floating around in it, I can tell that there's also a 3rd one that I can't tell if it's in the top section or the bottom section, but we've got 1 patched up from years ago, 2 which I'm not entirely confident are patched up now, and then, as I say, definitely another one that's leaking proper air out of us. So from that point on, I could hear the hiss of air leaving the kayak, and I could feel, ultimately, the bottom section of the kayak starting to get softer and softer as more and more air just fled from the scene, basically, which is, as I say, why I didn't go too far. But what a great way to just see the canals from a slightly different angle. I always love being down practically on water level when you're in the kayak, because things like this, you can get up close and have a nose around on the bank. And again, I mean, the tree roots there that obviously normally would be concealed under the ground, that has probably, once there was more soil around those, that has gradually been washed away by the canal. But again, it's just great to get around and have a little nose about and see what's going on. Yeah, so it was a nice start to the day, and my mum did pop out here and a fella out walking, so I saw them, and what they certainly didn't do was bring a pizza out from the night before for me. Sorry about that, my friends, it was yet another ill-fated attempt at comedy by myself there. As you can see, the day remained pretty overcast, but we did have some nice moments where the low yellowy orange sunlight was shining from low in the sky and catching the trees and stuff in the foreground. And really, as I say, this is what I call normal boat life, where you're just going about doing the washing up, average daily things, but you're looking out through the windows at all of these amazing little scenes and stuff. And this isn't a particularly scenic area compared to some of the places where you've got just fields for goodness knows how far that you can see across and stuff. But I mean, again, it's not like this isn't a nice area regardless. I just made that sound as if it's not a nice area, wording it like that, sorry. I mean, how perfect's this, for example, there? You've got your boats moored up in the background and then horses in the foreground. Beautiful stuff. So I thought I'd go for a wander in the afternoon and revisit some of the places. This is up at Western Rin. We've walked up from the boat, which is by the Poacher's Pocket on the top section of the Llangollen Canal. And this is where, long before I ever had a narrowboat, my friends lived at Western Rin, just around the corner, like 10 minutes from this exact spot. And the amount of time that I've spent out here over the years. So being able to turn up here with a boat just down the road and come out and wander over these places, it's just fantastic. Although this should have been before that little bridge shot that you saw there. I'm not sure how that happened. And again, little ponds like this that only turn up over the winter months, and in the middle of summer there'll be not a drop of water here. And sometimes you find really old, there used to be a really old sort of scooter, moped sort of bike sticking out of there once upon a time. Again, getting back on board, you can see, again, just normal boat life. What I always say, like, just boat life is just a normal life that floats. And you can see how rusty the stovetop was there. So I thought, you know what, I'm finally going to get around to fixing this. Don't know if you can hear the birds kicking off in the background. So this isn't any sort of sponsorship or any subliminal advertising here. Just got some of this stove polish at long last. Put it on the back of a kitchen sponge, and look at the difference from one single coat and about 10 minutes of just rubbing in the new polish and seeing how it all turns out. So yeah, great stuff, my friends. And again, just normal. What a nice start to the year. As you can see though, as the sun was setting, typically the sky really started to clear up and it got very cold. Well, my goodness me, friends, I was just going to head out up to church just for a little walk and just get a few supplies as and when. Could have really done with putting the proper lights on here. And literally, it's that cold out there now. In the space of the last couple of hours, the temperature's collapsed enough that I've come back in for my big coat, which you can't really see in the light. So it's only about a 3-mile round trip to walk up to church and back, but I wanted to throw some of these dark towpath scenes in here, just so that you can really get a feel of how incredibly dark it is out and about on the canal at night time. As obviously it's not the sort of place that you can have many street lights. This is Chirk Aqueduct itself. Again, as you can see, very popular place, however extremely dark, and it sort of sums up how rural it is when you're there in the dark at night. So we're about 40 minutes away from, well, exactly there, 40 minutes and 37 seconds away from my live stream tonight. And it's an interesting thing that some people may not believe. Sorry about the creaky chair in the background. But I actually get shockingly nervous before going live. You can see we've got the basic live stream set up there, which is basically the little storage seat, little stool thing there, which I put the laptop on while I'm live streaming with my little desktop LED light magnifier as the backlight. And yeah, then I basically start talking. I've got my my little notebook here. As we zoom in there, I swear there is something written on the page that's angled towards us with my notes. And yeah, you can see I've had to let the fire really die out till the point that it's almost completely gone out, because it gets extremely hot when you're stood right next to it, especially under the pressure and that inherent sort of sweaty panic that being live on YouTube brings to. Well, it's all good fun, right? I'll have a think about my actions. Just a little side note on that live stream that happened on January the 1st. Basically, I talked for an hour answering questions and talking about boat life plans. Then I was going to end it, but then a load of people said, no, carry on. So I then made a pot noodle, and it turned into the weirdest video that I've ever been a part of, bar none. Anyway, check that one out if you want to. I don't know if you can hear that, friends. There's an owl right outside here somewhere. And there's another one in the distance, I think, somewhere to the front of the boat, that's also kicking off in reply. Listen. So, rounding out the day, I'm just realigning some of my plans for tomorrow, as I was going to be boating with a friend, but now I am not. So I'm going to get out nice and early on the boat, I think, and then I'm going to start a brand new, other way around, although it's all plain, so it doesn't make much difference. I'm going to start a brand new little notebook as a diary for the, well, probably get maybe 2 months or so, maybe a little bit longer into that one. Well, here we are on the morning after. This is the 2nd of January, and my goodness me, it is absolutely freezing. You can see how white over the field is in the background there, if I can try and get it to focus. Yeah, let's go boating. So my friends, at this point I'm going to once again say Happy New Year. Enjoy this last little 30-second clip, because I think this is absolutely perfect. Everything good about boat life right here in one shot. Please do consider checking out my short books about boat life available for the Kindle. Please consider checking out my Patreon, which is all supporting these videos, and my new free audiobook that I'm working on. Feel free to check the links in the description to find all that stuff, as well as add me on Facebook and Twitter and all that sort of stuff too. Until the next time, my friends, have a fantastic year, keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, have a wonderful day, and of course, my friends, farewell.